Boy, this new opening is like really useful. And you get to watch Domino just like handling this out of control flaming pie. I have to thank Paul McCartney for inspiring this drawing. Alright, let's. There we go. Alright, hello. Peter the Cat here. And, let's see. Let me adjust desktop audio here. Now, the past trailer reactions I've done, the volume was way too high, and so it's over my voice. And this time I wanted to try and do a little experiment. I just, it's only a few days ago I realized that there's a way to control desktop audio in OBS Studio, and I thought that I would test this out. I'd lower the volume on that and see if it makes me more audible when I'm watching a trailer. And I decided the trailer I'm going to test this with is the trailer for the Marvel movie I forgot is coming out next, the Thunderbolts. Like, I reacted to the trailer for Fantastic Four First Steps. I'm more excited for that movie just because the last couple Fantastic Four movies, especially the 2015 one, weren't very good. And this is like, the Marvel Cinematic Universe's attempt to try and do it better, hopefully. Plus, there's the promise that they're going to have Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Von Doom. That's something that could it's either going to be amazing or really bad, depending on how it's executed. But I forgot that there's another Marvel movie coming out. It's the Thunderbolts. I don't really know anything about the Thunderbolts. I watched a Comics Explained video yesterday talking about the team, like how it was started in the 90s, and their founder is like Baron Zemo or something. And then I watched a video explaining the Sentry, who is the movie's villain. And like right before the stream, I watched a video on the Sentry's dark side called the Void. So like he's described it as Marvel's version of Superman, except the Void is like some scary, super powerful, shadowy being. And I've seen other trailers where the Void is just depicted as Sentry and as this looks almost like a Heartless or something. I don't know, like just this shadowy figure, and he's turning people into like shadow silhouettes on the ground or something. Like he's just that uber powerful. Like, and I've seen the explanation that the reason why the Thunderbolts has an asterisk at the end is to be like, we're not the Avengers or something. Like, this isn't, I don't know, they've got like, I don't know all the characters. There's like, I think Red Guardian is his name. He's like the Russian version of Captain America. They have Yelena, who I think is like a former Black Widow from the Black Widow movie. Trying to think that Winter Soldier is in it, even though he was running for Congress in Brave New World. I don't remember the other characters that's going to be in this movie. It's just I don't really know how to feel about Thunderbolts, honestly. I'm more interested in Fantastic Four, but I'm gonna react to the trailer just because since I reacted to the Fantastic Four trailer, I might as well give Thunderbolts its due. All right, so let's shrink this down. Okay, just a moment. Let me see. Oh, I might as well. Did I? Yeah, just make sure I got the title there. Okay. So here we go. Gonna react to Thunderbolts. Hopefully the volume is not too loud this time when I rewatch it. I can't remember if I've seen the newest trailer or not. Maybe I saw this in the movie theaters when or is this like the most recent one? I don't know. But I just want to test, like, will the desktop audio, not be too high this time? Okay, so here we go. No more lollygagging.
Lena, being a hero, there is no higher calling. Your sister understood something about that.
I should have come back for you.
No. That's just a fairy tale.
There's Void, or Sentry.
I
was in high school when the Avengers came. Kind of strange, but it's all over now. No one's coming to save the day.
Yeah, emphasizing the whole Avengers are gone
We
thing.
can be the ones that are coming.
But you have the wrong people. We have all done bad things.
Look, I've been where you are.
Is that Ice
The past
Baby?
doesn't go away. So you can either live with it forever, or you can do something about it.
It's kind of funny, you know, Sentry is like considered the Marvel version of Superman. And all the ending, I'm gonna guess it's the ending scene where he's the Void and he's invading the city or whatever. Like, it does look a bit like Man of Steel a bit. I mean, obviously they don't have the world engine, but it's just the color scheme, like very, you know, desaturated and everything. It does make me kind of think Man of Steel a bit.
Lena, when I look at you, I don't see your mistakes.
Okay, that's U.S. Agent, the guy from Falcon and Winter Soldier.
We can't stop him alone.
It's like knockoff Captain America.
No one can. But we can find a way to get together.
Marvel Studios Thunderbolts.
Oh, I thought I recognized the ice. Okay. Oh yeah, and there's a trailer for Superman, the next one by James Gunn. Okay, I'll just embiggen this. Alright. What do I think? Well, basically with the same I thought before. I don't know what to think. I mean, I'm not familiar with Thunderbolts at all. I don't know if Baron Zemo's going to be in this movie or not, because I did see in one of the Comic Explained videos I watched that he was the founder of the Thunderbolts back in the 90s. Like, I know that the Avengers are supposed to be disbanded, but, like, I don't know. Wouldn't the Void, like, I don't know, like, consuming a city with his shadowy superpowers or whatever, wouldn't that at least get the attention of someone like Doctor Strange? Or like, I don't know. Like, even if the Avengers aren't around anymore, like, they can't call, like, you know, Doctor Strange, the Hulk, I don't know, any of the, you know, Ms. Marvel, you know, any of the other heroes. They can't be like Nick Fury can't, like, that, doesn't he still have that pager or whatever to call Captain Marvel? Isn't the Void, like, consuming a city, like, kind of a Captain Marvel level problem? I know that was a complaint a lot of people made, like, you know, if Nick Fury could have called Captain Marvel at any time, why didn't he just call her during the first Avengers or during Age of Ultron or something? I don't know. But I guess it looks interesting. I don't know. Let's see what chat is saying. Oh, hello. Yeah. Yeah. Would anyone be interested in me watching the Superman trailer also? It's just it would be funny to go from watching, you know, a trailer about a villainous Superman in Marvel to watching the actual Superman in DC. I know everybody likes what's the name of the dog again? Crypto? I did see Super Pets. Oh, let's see. It says Superman sneak peek. Well, hopefully this is... Oh, wait, that's 4 minutes long. I'll just type in... Superman... Yeah. Is there, like, a new one? No. It's just 3 weeks ago, sneak peek. Well, never mind. But I will, I do want to show something. Here, let me get the camera. Check this out. You know, if you saw in Blue Sky, I got a new monitor. No more of that big bulky one. You know, the old monitor was like buzzing really loud, and it was really annoying. Excuse me. And I hated it, and so I bought a new monitor, and it's kind of uncanny how quiet this one is. Yeah, so I'm really glad with this new monitor. All right, Garfield. I guess we'll transition to the next part where I'm gonna get the human, Guinea Pig Dan, and we're gonna do some painting. Check this out. Yeah, Guinea Pig Dan was building a puppet with a friend. His friend was looking up different ways of building puppets, and one thing he found was doing this thing with paper mache. He found this formula where you get glue and put it with liquid. I forget all the tools, but it's glue with some liquid, and then you put paper in it, like strips of paper. I think this was a manila folder or whatever, and then tore it up. Guinea Pig Dan had a little clay sculpture of an alligator head, and he covered it in the strips of paper. They hardened, and then we got this. Yeah. And he painted it, but we need to paint eyes on this thing and a mouth. So, yeah, he's... I don't trust myself with paint. I'm going to just make a mess, cat pawsies and everything. So, let me go get Guinea Pig Dan really quick. Just a moment. Peter! Peter! No! 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 Come on! Come on, you baby! Get out on stream! Come on! We're live right now! Ow! Peter, stop! Come on! Jeez, why do I have to force you on camera all the time? No! Peter, stop! Oh! No! Fuck! Get out there, slave! Now! Jeez. Oh, gosh. Why is Peter always like that? Okay. Hi, everybody. Guinea Pig Dan here. Alright. I thought I overheard that Peter was saying something about puppets. Yeah, this is a little alligator. And another friend that knows sewing made this little body. Check this out. It's not an exact match. It's darker and not lime green, but the inspiration was Albert Alligator from Pogo. Is he on this cover? Oh, yeah, well, he's there in the background, right there. Yeah, so I thought I'd make an alligator character. And once my friend really likes the puppet character Madam by Waylon Flowers, and making a head that's two pieces. Somewhere, maybe I'll show off one of my other puppets if I can find it. I have a Muppet-style puppet, but I think it's at my friend's house. Let me find one of the other things I've done. I'll have to tiptoe very carefully so Peter doesn't beat me up again. Okay. Let's see, do I have it on my shelf over here? Where'd I put it? Oh! I think it's behind here. Let's see, how many... Oh, I forgot. I've done a two-piece puppet head before. And here's an older one. I think this was... I might have shown this on Twitter ages ago. It's supposed to be inspired from the lady in the radiator from Eraserhead. That's why it's got the big puffy cheeks. In heaven, everything... Oh, shoot. Gotta make it straight. In heaven, everything is fine. Yeah, I colored it purple just to make it look weird. Yeah. So you can get a better I don't know, just the lady in the radiator stuck out to me just for how weird she was. And, like, looking up interpretations of Eraserhead, talking about how she's probably a symbol of death or something, and it's like David Lynch, like, barely explained the movie at all. He never explained how they made the baby in that film, and since he died, he basically took his secrets with him, unfortunately. So, I'll put this freaky thing away. Yeah. I've also got a character I call Supreme Leader Snort. Maybe I can show pictures of it on my computer screen later. I guess I'll. Okay, let's paint this alligator head. Let me put away the lady. Alrighty. Now, for this alligator head, I thought of getting a marker. Yeah, this is painted with acrylics. What I thought I was going to do is maybe mark where the tongue and the mouth would go. And maybe mark where I'll put teeth as well. I mean, I'm going to paint the mouth like black anyway, so it doesn't matter. I can hear Bella barking outside. There we go. There's a tongue. And yeah, whenever I guess we'll make separate pieces for the fangs. I'll just use those circles to be like a guide for where to put them. Alright, I have a acrylic paint here. Whoop. But stuff I want. Oh, yeah, I should also draw the eyes. Let's see, do I have? I can hear Scamp outside the door. Well, Albert's kind of small in this cover, so. There we go. Those will be where his eyes go. Something I learned about puppets, like, you want to make them a little bit cross-eyed. Just because, you make the eyes look a bit inward, because if you, like, make them look straight, then it'll look like the puppet is just spaced out the way it's staring. And having them a little cross-eyed, it actually looks like they're looking straight at the viewer. I don't have to use a giant glob. Actually, I need to get a second brush because I will be painting the tongue as well. So. Alrighty, I got my little. I don't know what this is called, a paint palette or something. I don't want to overuse my paint, so And if I remember, I have to go over this like with 2 coats or something. Oh my god, it's the Sentry's Void. He's inside the alligator's mouth. Maybe I should do some, like, comic book art sometime. I don't know, maybe draw my characters as the Avengers or the Justice League, I don't know. I was thinking of a name for this alligator. I thought of something biblical, like Levi. Play on Leviathan or Leviathan if you're looking up the Hebrew. Lamed, what was it? Lamed Yud or something like that. Yeah, you can see I need to apply a bit more. I haven't kept up with the Marvel TV shows very well. Like, I saw WandaVision, Loki season 1 and 2, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I'm trying to think what else. I did see X-Men 97 with my friend Keyblade Raccoon, who knows Marvel way better than I do. I watched Ms. Marvel and Secret Invasion just so I could understand the Marvels. I mean, I knew that people said that Secret Invasion was really bad, and yeah, I thought it was okay, although I can kind of see why people would be underwhelmed by it. I've not watched She-Hulk yet. And I've not seen Hawkeye or Werewolf by Midnight, whatever, or Daredevil. I don't know, I just watch what I think is interesting. I mean, I watched WandaVision just so I can understand Doctor Strange too. There we go. Yeah, I will have to go over this with a second coat. I can hear my brother is playing something on his computer. It sounded like Super Mario 64. I don't know if he's like emulating the game or something, or he's watching someone else play the game. Although if he's emulating it, then I have to be worried about Nintendo, coming over with a black helicopter over our house. It's like kind of a paradox. Nintendo makes good games most of the time, other end notwithstanding. But on the other hand, they have like draconian practices. There we go. Okay, I'll go over this with a second coat. That's what I did with... Actually, I think the green was like 3 or 4 coats. It's a shame that Joann's is closing. That's an art store that my friend and I went to a few times. Got some fabric. One of the ideas I want to do is like a Muppet-style puppet of Domino. We haven't gotten to that yet. That is something I want to do down the line. There we go. Yeah, I can hear the Super Mario 64 title screen coming from my brother's room. I don't know what he's doing. If he's like playing the game or watching someone else play the game, or if he's just listening to the soundtrack. There we go. There we are. Okay, I think this is good for now. I'm probably gonna need a third paintbrush because I want to paint white for the eyes. What's this? I'm looking at my camera. What's the shadow thing over here on the screen? I just realized. Is there? Oh, that's the cover for the camera. I saw this black splotch in the frame, and I was wondering what is that? Is there something strange behind me? And then I realized it's just the camera lens cover. I didn't fully push it back. Yeah, it looked kind of like there's an SCP in my room behind me. Okay, I'm gonna just let this dry for a bit. It's a convenient thing about painting these. It's like I can just put them on my hand like this. Trying to think. Do I want to paint the mouth, the tongue first, or do the black? I guess it doesn't matter which order I do this in. Oh, dang it. I have to... There we go. If you paint the black first, you would have to let it dry before you paint the tongue. Yeah, that's why I'm going to do the tongue first. The tongue might come off looking a little weird, just because, it's a green body. I might have to put on a couple coats. Plus, I don't have to exactly get the outline correct when I'm doing the tongue. Any mistakes I make, drawing out of the lines or painting out of the lines, I can fix with the black paint. Might have to go over this 2 or 3 times. Painting the tongue. There we are. Yeah, I don't have a personality for this alligator yet. But I do have my other puppet character, Supreme Leader Snort, who's like supposed to be a parody of Snoke from Star Wars. You know, like maybe, I don't know, maybe this alligator can be, I don't know, maybe Snort gets displeased with someone, so he feeds them to his pet alligator, or maybe the alligator's like a resistance fighter or something. I don't know. Okay, gonna do a second coat. Or maybe the alligator has no association with Snort and is just some random character I'll have pop up once in a while. Oh. Dinner's ready, but I won't have it just yet. Here we are. It's looking good. I'll have to let them know I'm in the middle of a Twitch stream. I can't quite come down. There we are. Okay. There. Maybe I'll introduce an alligator character to my comics. I don't know. So he's like both a puppet and a cartoon character. I don't. Okay. Gotta be careful not to get the wrong colored paint on. Just. Ooh, nice. There we go. Speaking of alligators, it's interesting reading the old Pogo comics back when he was a comic in comic books before Walt Kelly turned it into a comic strip. Like seeing early versions of the characters and how Albert was actually kind of the main character, along with a black kid. But then eventually, Walt Kelly decided to just do the animal characters by themselves and make Pogo the main character. And it's really strange seeing like kind of early versions of Howlin' Owl and Churchy that aren't quite the characters they later become in the comic strip. Yeah, maybe Alligator's a friendly rival with Pepper. Yeah, I guess that could be funny. I wasn't thinking of making the alligator a big eater. There was an alligator character I made for like a backyard drawing with Domino and tons of other animal characters, but that was kind of just me practicing drawing tons of other furry characters. I don't know if I'd want to bring back that specific alligator. It was just... I mean, there was... Like, I did a drawing of a hungry lion in, like, 2014 or something, 2013, 2014, and then years later I decided, I'm going to bring this lion back and name him Riley. I guess I could do something similar. Is Pepper that fire truck dog from Jumpstart? The comic strip Jumpstart? I'd have to look up what you're talking about. I thought there was a comic strip called Jumpstart that had a cast of black characters. Oh. My dog character Pepper was named after a dog that belonged to my grandma on mom's side. She had a dog named Flex, and I think Flex had puppies with another dog. Or maybe they adopted dogs that were like all the same breed or something. I don't know if they're still alive. Well, Flex was the oldest, so he's probably already dead and buried or something. But the other dogs, Pepper, I don't remember the other dogs' names. There was like 3 of them, and they were divided among my family members. But the real life Pepper that my Pepper is named after, the real life Pepper is actually a Schnauzer, if I remember, and was a girl. Whereas Pepper in my comics, at first he didn't have a breed, but I looked at a book of dog breeds and decided he'd be a Chesapeake Bay Retriever. I don't know if I'm saying that right. And obviously he's a boy, not a girl like the real life Pepper. What's this? Oh, spammer. How do I... Orphaned Flail OZXOYZZPT7C. I'll just call you Orphan. I'm gonna name and shame you and ban you. Crap. Delete and ban. There. I've not yet figured out how to display chat in my Twitch streams, so I think people will only see this name if you're watching live right now, or if you watch the VOD on Twitch. If you're watching this on YouTube, you're going to have no idea what I'm talking about. That's something I want to do in the future, like figure out how to actually display Twitch chats on the side. Okay. There we are. Yeah. It's like you can't escape bots at all. There's bots on Facebook, bots on DeviantArt, bots on Twitter /X, a few bots on Blue Sky, YouTube comment bots, bots on Twitch. They are everywhere. There's no way to escape. Okay, I think I'll... Oop, crap. I guess I'll do a second coat. I've got to be careful where I aim this paintbrush. I don't want to Make some black marks on this one. Do a second coat. There we go. Bots that ask questions about you. I forgot, there's also tons of bots on Telegram as well. Like, I don't know why, but just in recent years, almost, I think I had like 3 bots today or yesterday. Were just, and it's always like, some random photo of some pretty looking woman asking, "Hi, how are you?" It's like, I don't know, no subtlety. I mean, the only people that would fall for those types of bots would probably be people that are like, I don't know, really, really desperate men or desperate lesbians. Oops. Speaking of mythological Japanese creatures, like another puppet idea I had was like making a character that wears an Oni mask. I was suggesting to my friend, like, my friend that I do puppet stuff with, he's not into comic books, but I showed him characters like Darkseid and MODOK and use those as kind of inspiration for designing my puppet Supreme Leader Snort. And I suggested, what if we made a puppet that like wore a Doctor Doom like mask, and maybe since make it a Japanese mask or something, but it's painted silver. And one idea was like, maybe we do something like, I don't know, a puppet head like this. Maybe the mask is like paper mache like this, and we put it on top of the face of a Muppet style puppet or something. That's something I'd like to do. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. There's a lower half of a mouth. Let me get a third paintbrush. I'll do the white paint for the eyes. And when I'll let the paint dry, and then I'll probably draw the irises on with my my pen here, or pupils or whatever. I'm okay with. I think this one's good. Probably don't need to use too much white paint. Okay, just very carefully. I'm gonna do the eyes here. This thing. Yeah. I will have to do a couple coats on this thing just because you can see the green through the white paint. Yeah, yeah, this is going to require a couple coats. Yeah, this will need a couple layers because I don't know if the glare makes it. But you can still see the green paint underneath. So we might need a lot more white paint. Maybe I should have gotten like some sort of white marker or something. I can hear someone outside whistling like a bird. It's like they cover a part with paint, but then the middles. Okay. The problem is I paint an area, but then the center area of the paint gets removed. It's a little annoying. Maybe I should just wait for the paint to dry or something and then go over it again. I don't know. Shit. Okay, I thought I was starting to get a little bit of coverage. Yeah, if I paint outside the outline of the eye, that's fine. I can just go over it with marker again. But it's starting to look a bit better. I found the easiest, it's to, with the curved surface of the eye, it's easiest to just go up. I probably won't draw the pupils on just yet. Probably just wait for the paint to dry, go over it with another coat, wait for that to dry, and then do the pupils. Back. Ooh. One more. I'll probably just leave it alone. Then move on to the next little topic. Alright. Hour and 5. Okay, just one more. Shit. Okay. There we go. Yeah, I did the best I could, but I guess I'll just wait. I'll let the eyes dry. I'm gonna just cut this. Well, I need to wash my hands. I'm gonna just cut the stream for a moment because again, I don't want these stream files to get too big when I repost them to YouTube. I'll cut the stream and then restart again. Yeah, so just a moment. Welcome back to the stream, everybody. Now I'm going to take over again. No, Peter, no. Bad cat. Go away. Go away. Hey! That's no fun, Daniel. Shut up, Peter. Okay. We are back. All right. Parte dos for this stream. I'm going to start on... got some of Peter's hair in my mouth. Or was this one of my own hairs? Okay, that's weird. Somehow one of my hairs ended up in my mouth. That is a little gross. But anyway, we're going to start the second part of this stream where I was going to draw a comic that'll teach Hiragana and Katakana. These are my own notes that I'm going to adapt into this comic. I'm like trying to memorize all the characters and everything. Yeah. And look at that. I try to write Spanish swear words in Katakana. Chinga tu madre. Yeah, you can... I don't know if you can see. Vete a la mierda. Yeah, that's how I'm really gonna like learn Japanese, by just writing Spanish words in hiragana and katakana. Yeah, since Japanese doesn't have real swear words, quote unquote, I'll just katakana-ize Spanish swear words. Yeah, but anyway, I guess I got a couple language books on me, like a Japanese phrase book I bought. I think I bought this in, I'm trying to remember, 2006 during my trip to Washington D.C. That was my first exposure explaining kanji, hiragana, and katakana, and seeing this entire chart. It's like, oh my god, this looks so imposing. Like, how am I supposed to memorize all this? Well, I did kind of try to force myself to memorize hiragana and katakana, just looking at tweets from Japanese artists. But I also have, of course, the insult books. Whoops. And I also have, Spanish insult books. I kind of like how all these books on foreign swear words advertise themselves, saying things like, learn how this language is really spoken, or something along those lines. Yeah. I never showed this in Spanish class. I think I might have bought this after high school, so... But there are some interesting... Oh my god, this is an old book, because it asks, Jugamos Cube, want to play GameCube? I didn't know that GameCube was just called Cube, or... Well, I don't know if this is supposed to be pronounced the Spanish way, Cube, or just Cube, like in English. Yeah, that's how old this book is, and you can see... I don't remember which dog, if it was Sully or... I don't think our dog Speck chewed up books. I think this was probably Sully who chewed it up. Yeah, so he's got his bite marks of approval. Sully also, before we sadly had to put him down, he also chewed up one of my art textbooks, and that kind of prevents me from reselling it or something, because... I don't know. Maybe I could, label it, GuineaPigDan Special. Here's an art textbook chewed by our dog Sully. I don't know. Attach some sort of value to it. But anyway. This was my first introduction to Japanese. Reading a phrase book for tourists, and then reading books on their insults. Yeah, that's a very nice way to learn another language. At least with Spanish, I learned, see you later, Citronelle. But anyway, at least with Spanish, I went to high school to learn that stuff. But anyway, let's stop lollygagging and shrink down. Open up Sketchbook Pro here. What I was going to do... I wanted to make a chart or something to write the hiragana and katakana characters, make them at least equal size and everything, but I haven't done that yet, so I guess I'm going to start from scratch. Let me bring up a photo ref. I don't know how long I'll do this for. 7:57, maybe till 8:30. Oh shoot! I forgot. I don't have my my tablet plugged in. Okay. I think it's this one is the stereo. Yeah. So we're not going to have sound coming out. But of course, since I have my the camera has a microphone in it, you'll still hear me, I bet. Yeah, there's a little problem is since there's no sound from my computer, I won't know if there's a confirmation, of something going on, but I can see my My little cursor is moving around as I move my pen around, so I do know it's plugged in. So let's see. Let me. I'm first going to draw. What this the framing device of this comic is going to be Peter the Cat talking to his Japanese dragon friend Basho. He's like, "Oh, I've taught myself Hiragana and Katakana," and he's got a notebook, kind of like the notebook I just showed off here. Yeah, when I start a comic, when I do it digitally, I'll draw it. You know, we'll have different layers. This will be Peter showing off the notebook. Yeah. Oh, come on. There we go. Excuse me. Got some hiccups on stream. All right. Probably redraw his mouth a bit later. Yeah, it's just the rough sketch stage. I will eventually, like, add black outlines and everything. There you go. Okay, I'm not entirely happy with how Peter's mouth looks here, but, I'll fix it later. Huh. I wonder if it would have been better if I drew this on my iPad. Make his ear look a little bigger. There you go. Yeah, maybe have him look like he's leaning in or something. I don't know. He's a chubby, fat fur, so. Although, I'm not going to have his whole body visible, because he's going to be inside a panel. Showing off a notebook. It might be a little too big. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Okay, the proportions are probably fine. And of course, you want to marry your drawing every once in a while. Okay. I have to go all the way over here just to make sure. It looks alright. And thankfully I can mirror my photograph just to see it from a different angle. Come on. Come on. It's like sometimes my phone touchscreen like doesn't know I'm touching it. Straighten Peter's head out. Yeah, it looks a bit better. I'll have to draw a bunch of rings. There we go. Oh shit, I wanted to show off some stuff I got in Japantown this weekend. Yeah, because speaking of Doctor Doom, I have a Doctor Doom drawing I wanted to show off that I got from someone. Yeah, drawing fingers like this is kind of difficult. I can show it, later, before the stream ends. Maybe a little too off center with Peter's stomach. I want to make it look like he was leaning in. I'm going to have to fix this later. Just get the basic poses down. He was going to be dressed more casually here in a regular shirt, not in his usual, like his sweater vest and everything. So this is him just at home or something, where he's not trying to look all handsome. Even though you don't see his chest there. Oops. Okay, this is just a rough drawing. I should draw Peter to look chubbier. Because I have drawn him like considerably. He's gained a lot of weight in the past couple of years. I should probably draw his body a little more broad also. Because that's something else I want to do with his design. Like really emphasize that he's trying really hard to be like Garfield. There. No. Ah. There we go. Let's these over a bit. Just to... I might have to maybe do squares or something. Grid squares just to get the proportions to look right. I mean, this is just a rough sketch. So I'm not like, I don't have to be perfect or anything. Come on. Ah. This will be like the first panel where Peter's like, hey, Basho, I tell myself Hiragana and Katakana. Want to see my notebook or something? So Basho to over here, looking behind him. I'll have to confess something. When I did my photo reps for Basho, I actually sucked my stomach in because he's supposed to be a skinny dragon. Whereas Peter, I can just let it hang out. Speaking of alligators, Bosch's face is a bit alligator-like. And one thing that distinguishes Boscha from my other dragons, he's got longer nostrils than the others. It's like I give them very subtle design changes, just so we do look a bit distinguished from each other. Yeah. He's named after the haiku poet, Basho, and that means like banana plant in Japanese, and so I give Basho like some curvy looking horns that kind of look, a little reminiscent of bananas. He's looking behind him. I don't know, that neck might be a little too long, I don't know. But I am basing this on a photo rep of myself looking behind me, so it's like, I don't know. Probably will make these drawings look a little nicer, more on model later. But this, right now I'm just focusing on rough sketches, trying to... Yeah, he's got a skinny body. Skinny dragon body. Got rib cage. He's got a Japanese sun on his chest. Yeah, I think I might have made his neck a little too long. That's fine. Again, these are just rough poses. Tail. Bosch only has 3 fingers and a thumb, whereas Peter has like 4 plus a thumb. So maybe I can be a little more cartoony with Bosch's hands. There you go. It's kind of a messy looking hand. I might end up having to redraw that hand. I'll be panel 1. I guess I'll... Okay, hopefully this doesn't go into an embarrassing folder. Okay, good. Didn't. I'm putting this in comics. Shit. Oh, there it is. Oh, right here. Not Fuzzy Ferret Returns. It's going to be, I'll just say here, Caught Comic Part 1. This is probably going to be a multi-part comic, just because I'm going to go over the entire Hiragana and Katakana alphabet. And
panel 2 will be Peter showing his notebook to Basho, opening it up. And panel 3 will be, like, I don't know, it'll say Peter the Cat's Amateur Guide to Learning Hiragana and Katakana. And then below will be the letters, the characters for A. I think it's A, E, U, E, O, if I remember the order for the vowels. That'll be part 1, and then part 2 will be the rest of the sounds. Okay, so now... You're looking down in this notebook. Okay, that's a weird way to draw his cheeks. Yeah, that's kind of an odd drawing of Peter, but again, these are just rough drawings. I'll fix them later. Peter is chubby. Fat cat. No, should have. Don't forget his necklace. I'll probably copy and paste the drawing over there. I mean, when I detail it more, so then I can adjust this drawing, keep it more consistent. Again, these are just rough sketches. Huh. And I should probably have Basho lean in like he's really wants to look at the job Peter did. Some of my notes will get very strange, like how do I remember what this character looks like and so on and so forth. Like maybe I remember a particular word in Japanese, or I make a note to myself that, you know, this particular character looks like this or something, and it sounds like a different word or something. I guess it'll make more sense when it's a nicer drawing of Basho and I remember his whiskers? Oh, I did in the first panel. Okay, that's good. Ah, shoot. You can look. Okay, it's a little difficult drawing his mouth looking open like he's talking at, he's looking down at that angle. Maybe I'll draw his mouth or something. There. There you go, that looks a bit better. There's whiskers. Alright, I'll just draw the title here. Okay, how do I spell amateur? I'll have to use Google to save me. Amateur. Oh, there we go. Yeah, panel 2. And for the pages, I had an idea to I scanned a few blank pages in my notebook, and I'm going to use that as sort of the background, like you're actually looking at pages of a notebook. I'm not going to like scan my actual pages. I'm going to draw these in the computer. And I'll probably write my notes in, I don't know, a Word document or something, then copy and paste them over. So, I guess I'll do. I'm trying to remember the order. E, U, E. Oh, this is just really, really rough right now. Oops. Okay, let's see if I remember the stroke orders. I think ah is like something like that. E, that's easy. It looks kind of like a V. U is like a sideways U with a hat. E, I think it's like something like that. It looks kind of like the Enya in Spanish. That's how I remember it. Yeah, because sometimes there are a few Japanese characters that coincidentally look like English letters, but they will make a different sound than you'd expect. And then O, if I remember the way I remember O, it's like I think of it as like a fat person with a slice of pizza. Let's see if I remember it. I think it's like it looks similar to the ah, something like that. Yeah, I think I might have done A the wrong way. I might have to review. Yeah, I'm gonna have to cheat and look at. Actually, no, wait. They're looking okay. I'll probably still look at the actual stroke order. I just remember these are the Hiragana characters. I need to do the Katakana characters also. What was I thinking? So, okay, if I remember. Trying to remember Katakana. Ooh. Well, is like. This is one of the confusing ones, if I remember. I think looks like a capital I in Katakana. And that's one of the where it looks like an English letter, but it makes a different sound. So it's like kind of makes remembering it kind of challenging. The way I like to remember O, it's like you have the fat person holding a piece of pizza, and then this one, the fat person lost weight. Okay, if I remember, I think it's something like. There we go. Yeah, I'm gonna type these. I'm just writing these so I know how this is gonna be organized. I'm gonna make notes saying. Oh, that might make. I'm trying to think like how to transcribe ooh, like ooh, pretty thing. If I type it like, if I write it like, oh, that'll give people the wrong idea. Huh. Well, I guess I could say ah as in. Huh. Well, I can at least, write as in ooh la la. You pronounce it like this. Yeah, you say like you're Canadian. Oops. Oh. Yeah, just ah. I'll add more notes like I'm gonna also add notes to like how I remember these characters, and also I'll add little arrows indicating stroke order. And this will just be part 1. And on the other parts, I'll have Peter and Basho's heads, floating around, and they'll be like making comments like maybe Peter says, in order to remember this character, I do this. I imagine this crazy thing, and Basho is like, "Wow, that's really weird." But like, it's like this is how someone who knows English as their first language has to struggle to learn another alphabet, basically. I don't think that's how the song goes. I thought it was E, U, E, O. Am I getting it wrong? I thought it was that order. Yeah, I'm gonna need more space. Oh shit! It's nearly 8:36. Yeah, this is only gonna be like part 1. I'll probably type this up and make it look a bit nicer later. Trying to remember. Well, let's save. Canvas size. Yeah, adjusting the canvas size in let's say there. Well, more than that. Adjusting canvas size in Sketchbook Pro is really weird. Like you type in the number, that's easy, but then you have to like click the direction where you want the canvas to expand. My notes on A, I don't know, I just think of it as I say it's just a lowercase a that looks really fancy for the hiragana. For the katakana, I say imagine it as a sideways capital A that got mutilated or something. I think. What? Okay, I'm looking at my notes here, my cheat sheet. Okay, I see what I got wrong with the character here. Okay, I had to look at my notes. Sorry. I've not memorized these perfectly. think it's something like... There we go. That's a bit more. I say it's a person standing... In my notes I say, for the hiragana ah, imagine it's a person standing on their head, or atama. That atama is Japanese for head. So that's how you remember the ah. Okay, for the I character, it's easy. I just say it's two I's next to each other. I might just abbreviate hiragana as H and katakana as K, just so I don't have to write that repeat over and over and over. You know, I'll organize things better when I'm typing this up. And the way I remember some of these characters is going to get kind of crazy. And maybe require a lot of explanation. Like E, it's easy. It's just... Let's see. Oops. Yeah, so this is a challenge since a lot of hiragana and katakana characters don't look like each other. I'll try and relate them to one another. Like for the katakana I character, I say, one of these got tired, and so, one stroke is carrying the other on top of it. And on top of it. Also, it kind of looks like a capital I, but without the lower part. Of course, when we get to the E S sound, that's going to be where it's kind of confusing because it looks like a capital I. For U, it's just U with a hat. But this will get confusing because there's a later character, Tsu, which it looks the same as U, but it just doesn't have the stroke on top. So you're going to have to... There's a lot of hiragana and katakana characters that look similar, and so it makes it kind of... And if you saw in my preview image, there's 4 or 5 katakana characters where it's just a little stroke to the side and then a big stroke next to it. There's where it's pointing downward, and then the n sound where it's pointing sideways. And then you got it with it's 2 little strokes down. I think it's the su sound. If they're across, it's the she sound. And then if it's just the big stroke by itself, then I think that's the no sound. If I remember that, it's gonna... I have some very weird notes on how to tell the difference between those. Yeah, some of these are going to get a bit violent also. Because the way I remember the katakana I just say they took the top stroke here and stabbed it in its head. Like, ooh! Yeah, like in pain. And then for eh. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like the Spanish inya and, the eh to help you remember the sound it makes. And then the katakana. Okay, now to remember the katakana for eh, this is what I do. I don't know if I... Thankfully, I still have all my Mega Man X boxes. I hope I didn't knock something over. I'm going to have to... it might be better if I get... Where's regular Armor X? Oh, well, I think... Is it? Oh, good. I'm gonna embiggen the camera frame just so I can more easily show this. Okay. Now, to remember the I use Mega Man X to help me. You see, if you look at how X's name is written in katakana, the character there, it starts with the I. So to remember that this character that looks like a capital I, to remember to actually, it makes an sound, I think Mega Man X. I am X. Or Ekusu? Something like that. Yeah, so that's how I remember this is actually an not an I. Just think Mega Man X, saying I am X. Yeah, so when you see the letter I in Japanese, you'll be reminded the sound. Yeah, that you have to get kind of insane when trying to remember these characters if you're someone who's you didn't learn Japanese when you were a kid or something. Okay, so I'm not... Think Mega Man X. Okay, if I remember the characters, Eku... I think it also uses a... I'm trying to remember. Okay, I'm gonna just check my box to make sure I did spell it correctly. I wrote it. Okay, so I just wanted to make sure that, well, OBS Studio says it's still going on. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that it didn't go out or something. But anyway, that's my note on how to remember the hiragana and katakana for the sound, and then for O, I say fat person holding a slice of pizza. Okay. I will type all these notes up, but those are like how I remember these first couple characters. Like, I might work on this more off stream. I'll figure out like how many pages this is going to be in altogether. Probably figure out better ways to write out the pronunciations. It's almost 9 o'clock. It's 8:50 here in California, but I think I'll call it a night here. Yeah, so. Alrighty. Okay, I think that's all for tonight, so I guess I'll just, thank you everyone for for watching me. I'll put on the end card. Yeah, so if you want to support me, follow me on DeviantArt, Weasel, Twitter/X. Well, don't follow me there, because that site's dying. Blue Sky, Instagram, YouTube, Tumblr, some website called Twitch that nobody's heard of. For Shinko and for Affinity. And of course, you can buy my buttons on Cafe Press. I'll do more parts of this comic in the future. I'd like to next, aside from doing more characters, I'd like to add a background where it looks like it's actually handwritten notes in a notebook, and I'll make the comic look much nicer and everything. I'll color Peter and Basho in, and they'll have commentary all over the place. So that's just the beginning of this, trying to learn Hiragana and Katakana comic. So I hope you all enjoyed the stream. GuineaPigDan signing out, and hopefully next time Peter the Cat is not as violent to me. I mean, I don't know how many scratch marks and bruises I've now got just from starting streaming and everything. What a aggressive little kitty. Anyway, yeah, thank you everyone for watching. I'll do more parts of this comic later, so see you. Oh, wait. One more thing. Yeah, I'm not going to end just yet. I mentioned I wanted to show some stuff. Yeah, sorry. Like, I went to Japantown on... yeah, sorry for the false ending. Shoot. I wanted to show off the artwork I got. Really quick. Which book is it in? Oh, here we go. Yeah, shoot, what's this guy's name again? I just want to make sure I'm not mispronouncing it. Yeah, one of the artists I commissioned. Hopefully this is not visible on stream. My Twitch streams. Let's see. Artwork for me. Borden. Yeah, one of the drawings I want to show off. Just before I end the stream for real. Yeah, hopefully I say this guy's name right. Borden Marzincool. Yeah. I had him do this. Well, and let me bring up... Yeah, Borden Marzincool. I had him draw this for me in Japantown. Basho doing karaoke. I have another commission of Basho that'll come in, but that one's going to be mailed to me. And it's from an artist named Christopher Kaiko. I actually got a commission from him, and I bought a drawing he was selling on his table. Is it here? Where'd I put it? Shoot. I thought I had it in this portfolio. Is it in my other one? Where is it? Where did I put it? Jeez. Yeah, I have a really awesome drawing I bought from him. Did I put it in my big portfolio? I might have put it in this one. Oh, there it is. Here we go. By Christopher Kaiko. I bought a drawing of Dr. Doom he did in Japantown. And he's going to do a second drawing of Basho that he'll mail to me in like a few days. I'll probably post a scan of this on Blue Sky later, but now I'm going to end the stream for real now. So, yeah, sorry. Sorry for the false alarm. Anyway, GuineaPigDan, support me on all these websites, blah, blah, blah. Peter the Cat and GuineaPigDan out. Bye-bye, everyone.